Hey YouTube, so this is a travel day. We are headed out of Richmond, North KOA, the King's Dominion KOA. This is a super site that we're at, where we are that we featured in the last video, and we are heading south toward Florida. And the idea is we're going to stop off in Georgia for one night, so we don't have to drive the whole distance. And then from there, we're going to go down to Florida. So tonight, this video is kind of interesting because we actually go to 2 campgrounds in one night. Yeah, kind of a little bit of a screw up. So anyway, I know a lot of people have been asking about the truck, and they've been asking about the camper and setting it up to travel. You basically just saw essentially everything it takes for us to set it up to travel, other than cleaning the inside out. You put the slides in, you connect the trailer, and you pull the levels up or whatever, unchock the tires, and you're pretty much good to go. It's a pretty quick setup. So anyway, we're going to pull out of this KOA. There will be a campground tour that we're going to do of the Forsyth KOA. I'll put the little links in the bottom or whatever, so you can skip to it or whatever if you want to see the review of that one particular campground. That's the final, our final destination in this video. But anyway, so we get out on the road. I think Kimberly was initially driving, and then we stopped at a rest area maybe or something, and then I was driving, which was kind of good. I guess, for the area in which I was driving. So anyway, so we got down into the Atlanta area, and when we got down to Atlanta, the kind of the surprise that we had was they're doing road construction, and this is me driving right here, and there was like 15 miles of this double jersey wall on both sides, as we were on basically the opposing side of the highway. So yeah, it was pretty ridiculous driving, but we did make it. So this is the first campground that we went through, and I did speed up the video because I didn't want this to be too long of a thing. I'm not even going to mention the name of the campground on purpose. But as you see when we turn in here, we're actually hitting limbs that are above, you know, and obviously this area does not really look like where you want to be with a 40-foot fifth wheel at night. So I guess we made the mistake of coming in at night, part of it, but look how steep this is. You can see that that drop down on this embankment on the right. So our side is on the left, and I got out and paced it off and measured it, and it was supposed to be like, you know, for a 40-foot camper, and the site was only 35 feet long. So if we even if we magically would have found a way to unhook, like that right there is 40 feet, like the middle of the road. And with a hitch that we have, we pretty much have to always be straight when we unhook. So there was no way for us to get into this site. And not only was there no way for us to get into that site, it was a steep downhill. We would have probably damaged the truck and the trailer. So it was pretty hard to get out of here. You can see there are big rigs that are down here, but they're down here where it's flat at, which is a little bit unfortunate. So yeah, we essentially drove what felt like into the night to get here. We left at checkout time, so I mean, we left, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning in Richmond, and we made it here after they closed. And when I booked the site, it looked like it would be an easy site to get in because it looked like it would be at an angle. And you look how steep this hill is, and I'm sitting here basically going as far as I can over to try to not hit vehicles. But you do see, I mean, they do accommodate some larger rigs when you get over the cusp of the hill. It just, I wish that, you know, they wouldn't have said that was a 40-foot site. So yeah, that was, I guess, our screw up. I guess I don't know. I mean, the pictures on their website did not at all make you think that this was so hilly. I mean, it looked like it'd be pretty easy to do. So anyway, essentially what we did is we had to use a gas can to fill up the truck, and then we drove an extra hour and a half to this other campground. And this is Forsyth KOA. Where we actually stayed at, and I'll do a review of this site. But the other one, like I said, I don't really want to post too much negative about site campgrounds, because I mean, it looked like it would accommodate a big camper. It did. It just a matter of getting the right site, and we didn't have the right site. And then, you know, the question might come up, why didn't we contact the host, or why didn't we ask them about other sites or whatever? When I booked it 2 weeks ago, there was only 3 sites available. I'm pretty sure that they were booked up, and we were just so scared with the hill and the trees hitting the camper and everything, we just wanted to leave, basically. So yeah, we didn't even give them the opportunity to try to fix it. I don't know, maybe you can tell me in the comments what you would do if you didn't feel safe somewhere, you didn't think that you could properly park your camper or whatever. So anyway, a travel day, what that is basically you're trying to get somewhere. We were trying to get from Virginia to Florida, but we didn't want to drive the whole way. So basically you stop somewhere in the middle, you spend the night, and then you just you move on. You're not really there to accommodate yourself. So anyway, so that's the entrance. They have a dump station right at the entrance. I'm not sure why they have a dump station at the entrance. I don't really know if they're all full hookup or not. I should. Ours was a full hookup. I think a lot of them were. These first 3 sites were ridiculously large and very easy to pull into, and fortunately for me, they were empty. And if you notice, I did pull into the other side a little bit to get around the trees because I didn't have anybody spotting me. Kimberly was off filling out the paperwork, and I was more interested in getting the camper in and getting it set up because it was so late at night. This is a downhill, and if you look carefully, you'll see like that camper right there on the right. We just passed it. The wheels were off the ground, so that means that these sites are not really level. I mean, they're sort of level a little bit, but they're not very level. There's a basketball court. I think there was horseshoes maybe a little bit further on the left. And I'm on my bike. I will do a review of my bike later on in a different video. So anyway, I'll go through some different sites here so you can just kind of get a look and feel of these sites. But these sites do look like they could accommodate fairly large campers. The location of this of the Forsyth, I'm not really sure what you would do in the area of this location. A lot of the KOAs are like that. They're kind of located near highways, easy to get into, easy to get out of. That's why people use them a lot on travel days. Some of them are in destinations where they're like somewhere you'd want to go to spend like a week or two. A lot of them are not what I would really say as a destination resort. A lot of them I see that I've been to at least seem like they're more for traveling between spots. But the KOAs seem very clean. They seem very well organized. They seem very kind of cookie cutter a little bit. So we go to a lot of the KOAs. As much as I'm saying that I don't always see them as destination ones. There's a camper that has the wheels off but you can see how steep this is. So it is definitely on a hill. Some of the sites are completely on a hill. There's a nice looking Airstream amongst all the other travel trailers. You don't really see too many fifth wheels back in this area. You see the fifth wheels kind of at the base and at the entrance where the pull-throughs are. And sorry for the sharp turns. I'm on my bike right now just trying to figure out where all the stuff is in the campground. In front of me is this humongous lake, and that seemed like a big kind of part of the campground. And then they have this little loop that goes around the lake, and there's some more camping on the other side. And I'll go over there. We'll be there in a couple seconds. I could not figure out if what was over here was more like long-term or seasonal. I'm really happy that we didn't have to go all the way this far into the park, and I was really happy that we were right at the entrance of the campground. This is the maintenance stuff on the right, but on the left there are campers. There are multiple exits, so a lot of these roads were kind of one way. You're not meant to go the other way around, because obviously if 2 people are going one way, you'd have to back out a lot. So there's an exit there, there's another exit in front of me, and like I said, I wasn't really 100% sure if over here was just another part of the nightly camping, or if this was more like weekly or monthly or something like that. I do have some cabins. There are the cabins right there. But for me, at least, I mean, for being a travel campground for me, because I mean, a lot of times I'm going through Atlanta to get to Florida. The good thing is they have a lot of pull-through sites, and it seems like it's fairly big rig accommodating. Now, I did arrive after hours, so we did fill out the after hours sheet, and if you haven't done like after hours at KOA, basically you just show up. You get a little envelope, and they have like a gate code in there or whatever, and then you mark on the map or whatever you mark which one you're going to camp in, and you give them a credit card number and put it in a box, and the next morning you can check in with them and stuff and get whatever else you need. And usually they seem pretty hospitable, which is nice. They did give me warm cookies, which I thought was kind of cool. That is sort of a little different. I don't think I've ever gotten warm cookies at a KOA before. I don't know if that's a normal thing or not, but I've stayed at a lot of KOAs, and this is the first time I've ever gotten warm cookies. So it was nice to have. So anyway, like I was saying earlier in the video, we made the mistake of picking a campground without thoroughly researching it, and we ended up with a site that basically we could not camp in, and we really had to have a little panic to get gas in the truck, because we were kind of like low on gas even when we got to that one in the dark that we couldn't fit in, and I was using the gas can to fill it up. I could have gone out to the highway and like looked for a truck stop, but I like literally, we were leaving our plan, because normally we have a plan in mind, like we're gonna go here, we're gonna go here. We even have a route planned out like on the road, and yeah, I don't know. So anyway, please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys around.